Let's do this. Another great episode of the Wellness Farmer podcast where your health is my focus. I take what has become too complex and help you by simply focusing on where health is found inside of you. So, how do we empower ourselves to feel our best? Well, with care of our spines, eating nutrient dense food grown on fertile soil without chemicals, adequate movement, and natural internal dialogue. And on today's episode 210, I talk about decisions and a way to help us make them. Decisions in basically anything we do in our life, and the many decisions that we have to make daily just about our health. So, very important. And when you hear what I'm going to talk about, it might sound a little awkward, but all I ask is you give it a try and see what happens. So, I'm talking about this because I am trying to come to a decision, and it has not been easy due to many other obligations that I put on myself and truly are obligations. These things I need to do. I need to stay more focused. And how can I stay more focused if I have so many things to do? And truly, I would actually just love to be able to focus on one thing. But well, that's enough about me. Actually, let's get into the episode. Today is actually April 11th, 2019, and I'm Ben Page, your host, and just a couple things. This episode is going to be a little bit shorter, but I hope it's just as powerful. But before I jump into the episode, just a couple things. All you new listeners, join my email list if you haven't yet. The best way to do that is just go to pastosbetterthisfarm.com and be able to join the list there. If you do that, you get a couple chapters of my book, The 4 Pillars of Health, absolutely free, among other articles that'll probably help you too in finding your true potential. If you like those couple of chapters that you receive free of my book, The 4 Pillars of Health, you can go ahead and go to Amazon and you can actually get a copy of the book and finish reading it and let me know what you think by leaving a review of the book on Amazon. I would appreciate that more than you think. And if you go through my website, Pastor Better This Farm, you actually help me just a little bit more. So if you're going to buy the book or if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go to my website, Pastors Better This Farm, click on the Amazon button on the right side, and it'll take you to Amazon. You do whatever you're going to do. If you're going to pick up a copy of my book, awesome. That'd be sweet. Don't forget, I'm also on Facebook, so follow me on Facebook as Ben Page DC, and I'm also on YouTube, where I actually have a video series called Huerta Urbana, where I'm showing you how I'm trying to overcome a challenge of having pretty much no space to grow some of my food and something that I truly want to do. So I'm taking that challenge and showing it to you. You can see that on my YouTube channel, and you can find me there as Pastos Better This Farm. Most importantly, if you guys are getting anything out of this podcast, if you're getting any value, if this is making you a better person, more healthy person, if you want to give some of that value back to me, go to my webpage, Pastos Better This Farm. On the right-hand side of the page, you will see a button for Patreon. Click on that button. It'll take you to a web page where I explain how you can bring me some of that value that I am hopefully bringing to you, and it's just a great way to help each other out. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, don't be afraid to set up an appointment. I would love to get to know you one-on-one, and I am 100% sure I can help you reach your health potential. It might not be as fast as you want it to be because the body loves to work at its own time, but I will help you and guide you to that final destination. All right, let's get into this main topic. So, what to do? What to do? What is more important? What do I want to accomplish? Where should I dedicate time? I mean, these have been some questions I've been asking myself. I only have so much time, and I have various obligations that I need to meet, among other things I believe would be also good to continue to do or put more time into it, or just new things that I think would be good to do. I truly believe that growing more food for my family would be an excellent use of my time. I would be able to provide more nutrient-dense food to them, and of course me, and I would also reap all the other benefits of playing in the dirt. And if I can get my kids to help me, that's even better, because then they also reap all the benefits of playing in the dirt. But to do that, I have to find a place where there's more land. As people who have listened to my podcast, watched my YouTube videos, know that I have very little land. I have just a little teeny spot of land between the street and the sidewalk, and planter boxes in my backyard, and that's it. So to be able to do more, I need just a little bit more more land. And it's not just more land, but I need to be able to plan, but the time it will take for me to get there and back, how far can that piece of land be for it to be practical due to all my other obligations? Is it even in the books at this moment in my life? Tough to say, but can very well be the truth. Maybe I just can't do that right now. It's just not going to happen. I just focus on what I can do here. I got to take all things into consideration. I got to take all the information and come to the proper solution. Over the last weekend, I had the opportunity to listen to some very inspiring people. Every 6 months, I get the opportunity to listen to people that really, really inspire me to be better. And one of them said, not all decisions are good and bad. Some are good and good. Some are good and better. Some are good and best. What we're trying to do is make the best decision, not just a good decision, because many times the decision will be between two good things. It's not really that there's a bad or a good. So what is a better decision? And maybe sometimes it doesn't even really matter about the decision. It matters what we do after the decision, because either way, it's a good decision. And it's all about how we take on that decision and how we act after taking that decision. Of course, even if the decision we make is good, no matter what, just because all options are good doesn't mean we shouldn't study it out and make the best decision with the information that we have at the moment, making sure that the decision you are making are within your own values, of course. So what I'm saying is that, what I'm trying to say, or trying to get to, is that action is probably the best solution to our decisions. I could think about what would be better out of the possible choices that I have, or I can act right now and do something, which is a decision. That's a decision. Many times we don't make the decision because we just don't know which would be better. Not knowing makes it difficult to get inspiration or motivation to do it. So have we ever thought that maybe both decisions are good? One is not better than the other. It's just deciding to act. And I think if we actually change things up a little bit, me included, maybe this is why I'm talking about this. This is for me just as it is for you, probably maybe even more for me. But instead of thinking that we must make a decision to be able to be inspired or motivated, instead act to do something little, something very little, somewhat in the direction that you want to go, and maybe that will be the inspiration we need to put us on the path we should take, and that will motivate us to continue and finish. Many times we think we know what we should do, but we only focus on the end, and we never get inspired or motivated to go out and do. Again, doing the smallest things, the best we can, will give us the motivation and inspiration to continue on in those small things. Continue on those small things, done the best we can, will eventually turn into the big thing that we were so scared of in the beginning. And it all comes back to that little act of doing something. So that eventual task that was just too big to even try and do now is actually possible because we break it down into small actions. And these actions can be very small. Most people say it this way: you can't eat an elephant in one bite. You have to do it a little bit at a time. It might even feel that what you're doing isn't taking you where you want to go. It might just feel like a lot of little dots spread out everywhere. But as you progress, you will see how these dots do connect in some way. If you know where you want to be and just can't make the decision of how to get there, the smallest of decisions are slowly going to take you there. Of course, if you don't get the results you wanted, this is just one more learning experience to the road of success, and that just makes you that much more ready for the next action, so you can be inspired and then motivated to continue. Wow. So instead of just waiting to have the final decision, maybe we should act a little bit. That action will inspire us and then motivate us to continue to do those small little steps, those small little actions, which will eventually take us to what we're really trying to get at. Think about it like that. Many times it's just doesn't even really matter the decision you make because they're both good. What really matters is what you do after you decide. And if you can't decide, do something small, see what happens, and if that doesn't inspire you, try something else that's small. And if that doesn't inspire you, try something else that's small. And you will see that at the end, those dots will actually build something, build what you were wanting it to build. But you got to put those dots out there first. So, what should I do then? I want to grow more food, but don't have the means to do it. One small tiny action I could do right now that I'm thinking about is I could make a fourth small bed where I have my front yard garden. Even though it has very little sun, and for some reason people believe that if it's in the front yard, it's theirs for the taking. But it's a step. It's one little step. One other thing I could do is to get one more planter box for my backyard garden, because I know someone that could actually get me one. So that is what those are the things what I'm going to do. I am going to get one of my favorite tools, the shovel, and play in the dirt. I'm also going to send a WhatsApp to a person I know to see if I could go pick up a planter box. 2 small steps forward. Build a small 2-foot by 3-foot bed because that's all the space that is available. And send one WhatsApp to see if I can go pick up a small planter box. So doing this is slowly moving towards success. And if I do this, maybe it'll motivate me and inspire me to do something else. Maybe it'll inspire me to write a text to someone else. Hey, you live pretty close. Can I work with you? I mean, these things will keep on moving us forward until we reach that goal of success. We too often get stuck on the decision-making part of everything. So let's turn things around and actually do something first and see where that takes us. And I'm pretty sure the feeling of satisfaction of doing something, even something small, is going to inspire you and then motivate you to continue. Well, that's my hope at least. And I sure hope that does happen and you can see how those small steps can take you to that place where you truly want it to be. Don't forget to take a picture of your screen and share it on Instagram, tagging me at BenPageDC, and I will tag you right back. Share this if you know anyone that would get something out of it, and most importantly, you guys are awesome. And I would love to know what little action you're going to take today. So leave a comment and let me know. I'll see you next time, and as always, let's live our life just a little bit better, one episode at a time.